I don't say a word. I don't say a word. Was on my grind and now I got what I deserve. Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. When I bought the ass tomorrow, y'all thought it was rented. Flexing on these, I'm like Popeye on the spinach. Double M, yeah, that's my team. Rose, the captain, I'm lieutenant. I'm the type of can the men cast and grind like I'm broke. That Lambo, my new, she'll ride like my ghost. I'm riding around my city with my hands on my toes. Cause these want me dead, and I gotta make it back home. Cause my mama need that bill money, my son needs some milk. These try to take my life, they around, get killed. You around, you around, you around, get smoked. Cause these Philly I bought with me, don't around, no joke. No, all I know is murder. When it come to me, I got young that's rolling, I got.
Welcome in, episode 44, Frosty Takes Podcast. Ginormous agenda today. Sports are rolling again. Training camp's underway. We got a lot of shit happening. U.S. Open happened last week. We will start with that. Kind of a no-name winner. Rory choked again. I wouldn't say choked, just wasn't very good. I thought Rahm was going to make a push there at the end. Didn't. JT looked horrible, and that's basically my summary. Nyloff, we'll go to you since you're the fake golf guy, even though I have more golf videos out than you.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess technically
the fact that you said Brian Harmon is a no-name guy just goes to show you how little that you must know about golf.
In terms of his what his odds were to win, yes, I would call him a no-name guy. Oh, that's more runs for the Sox as they are killing the Cubs right now. But go on.
He's not a no-name guy.
Okay,
sure. He's not.
But it was I wouldn't say tough to watch. I thought the course played great. You saw a lot of short putts missed. You saw a lot of tricky shots that guys had to hit around the green. That part of the golf was entertaining, but I mean Brian Harmon just being so far ahead since pretty much day 2 kind of took a little bit of life out of the tournament for me. I was hoping John Rahm would make that push after moving day, but it didn't happen. My guy Max Homa, I think, first relatively good, finish in a major. So I thought it was okay.
Okay, from Josh Nyloff. The weather on Sunday was kind of a bummer because I feel like a few of those guys couldn't play to what they could have.
It was a play to par day, and if you got birdies, then you were lucky. It wasn't a day that you were going to see a real big move unless someone had a shit round and completely dropped off. Like Harmon would have had to fall off the earth and shoot like plus 3-4 to make it interesting.
Yeah, that felt like our round in August last year at Silver when Bruce ended up going barefoot. I don't know what that was, Dylan, but I think it came from you.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Anyone else have thoughts on the Open?
Yeah, Rory was two-putting everything. You don't really see that much on the PGA Tour. That guy just couldn't figure it out. I don't know. It's been a problem for him all year too. I don't know what's going on with him, but I thought the greens were ridiculous, and I loved it. They were like the approach shots had to be like just so perfect. Otherwise, you were way off into fucking nowhere. I loved the OB rules. I can't remember what they were calling it, but where the out of bounds line on a couple holes was like just 6 feet off the fairway kind of deal. That I thought that was a nice little wrinkle. And I just
marked hazard or marked.
No, they had a different rule, different name for it, and I can't think of.
Same.
But yeah, it is the same thing. But
Rory has finished top 10 in 3 of the majors this year, though. Like he's there.
I know he's there, and if he could sink half of the birdie putts he looks at, he runs away with all of these majors, I think, honestly. Because, I mean, at one point on, I think it was Saturday, Rory was through 12. He had an eagle. He had looks at an eagle, 9 birdies, and then one where he didn't play so well and he missed a par putt. and on his first putt. But like he had a chance to, like, if he would have made half of those, he would have been 6 under on the day. Like
Probably.
he would have been right up there with Harmon, and that was just the front 9.
I mean, that
Or,
just goes to prove
the first 12, I should say.
that just goes to prove how important putting is. Can any of you tell me what Scott Harmon's putting percentage was from within 10 feet? Anybody know?
It's 100, close to it.
Why don't you try his name again though?
Yeah.
Did I say Brian?
You said
Did I say
Scott.
Scott? I'm fucking tweaking.
I don't. Where did you get Scott from?
I don't know, man, but that's okay. It was 58 of 59 from within 10 feet, all 4 days, which is fucking insane. And when it comes down to it, it just kind of goes to prove how important putting really is. And Rory just didn't have it. He missed a ton of birdie putts. You know, that one round alone, what was it, 4 or 5, like you were saying, Bruce?
No, he had just birdies.
Well,
he had
he birdied 2 of them.
12 holes. Yeah, but he missed
2 were way
7
outside,
birdie putts.
2 were way outside, though.
He missed 7 birdie putts and an eagle putt.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. Blake, did you watch any of the Open?
Not a chance.
All right. What about Dylan? Dylan, you got anything for us in the Open?
Yeah, didn't even turn it on, pal. So
Cool. All right. It's nice to see where we're coming.
Well,
Bring
let's
in the
talk
energy,
about,
boys. I love it. Nick, what do you got to say about the Open?
let's talk about the
started
other
off.
golf. Let's talk about the other golf, the Bogey King, aka me. What'd you think of my first golf video? I have more golf content than you, and you're the golf guy.
Do I technically have more
I've
golf
explained
content
myself.
than
Actually,
Josh?
Bruce and I have more golf content than you, and you're the golf guy. And I'll put Bruce ahead of my golf content.
All of that Bruce filming was from me.
No,
Yeah,
that was
but
I own
my
the rights
video.
to that content.
it is
I own the-
content of me. I own the
It's
rights
of
to
you,
that.
but no, you don't own shit, boy.
Oh,
Bruce,
yes,
I'll get our lawyer on it and have your side on this, so don't even worry about it.
I thought it was okay. You know, I would have liked to see a little more energy, a little more talking to the camera. I like that you did it though. I thought it was good. You were honest. You flared your first shot out right short, and you played it. You didn't do some scumbag shit. That was the biggest thing I took from that.
Yeah,
Because-
because if that was me, I definitely would have cut that.
Bruce
deleted it,
Bruce would have
repeated
fucking
it.
hit.
For sure.
Bruce would have reteed 7 times till he hit the green, and then been like,
No,
"All
if I
right,
was
here
gonna
we
do
are."
that, I'd just wait for a hole in one.
That was a one take too. I'm just like, I'm just doing it. If I get an 8, whatever, it's going out there.
Yeah.
And
I wanna
8 at
start
Rolling
something
Hills would
where-
be tough.
I want to start something where it's like a random. It's one hole, but it's a 1v1, straight up stroke play. Interview the person on the other side. Have a couple questions ready. 3 to 5 minute video.
Well,
But I gotta not live out here by my lonesome, and I gotta find a place to play where I can play by myself because I get paired up every time I play out here.
bring the vegan out. She'll film you.
I'm thinking about it. She's been fucking in and out. She's not here today. She just left today. She's going to North Carolina, so I won't see her till next Tuesday.
Days on vacation, huh?
Pretty much.
Well,
Well,
good
she's
for her.
trying to get it in because the next 4 years she ain't gonna be able to do shit.
Oh yeah,
so.
she's not doing shit, which is I feel her, but I'm
And
so
I've
jealous.
got.
I
like, so
just
much
keep
shit.
seeing her pictures where she's in fucking like Denver, hiking in the mountains
Tahoe.
and shit.
She was in Lake
fucking-
Tahoe, bro. That shit looked fucking. I didn't even know they were going there. I was like, fuck, bro. I should have took off work.
Yeah, I will.
I didn't.
Tahoe.
I also wasn't invited, but that's another discussion for another day. Try and get some golf content this weekend. Actually, I got 2 phenomenal human beings that if we can make it work Saturday after one of them gets off work for a twilight round, the beers will be flowing, and I think it'll be a great way to kick off with these 2 guys that I got on the schedule for this Saturday. So
The Javi and Marcus.
It is Javi and Marcus. And you know for a damn fact that we are starting with Marcus. And
That's
I'm
gonna
waiting.
It's gonna be
I'm-
unusable content.
I'm waiting till we're like 5 holes in because I'm playing 18. I'm in a tournament this weekend. I'm in a 2-man scramble tournament Saturday, Sunday. So I'm playing 18, and then after I'm meeting them for a twilight round. I'm gonna wait till like 5 holes in because I got a feeling Marcus is gonna get off work and just start slamming beers, and then we're gonna get after it. To give you guys an insight on Marcus, this is the same guy that on a Sunday we went out golfing about a month and a half ago. He drank 15 Coors Light, and on hole 15, he teed off the wrong direction. He teed off and put it straight into the woods, the opposite direction of the hole. The next hole, he was driving and puking out the cart at the same time too. So this is the type of character that we're bringing into the content world. I think he's special. I think he's got
He's definitely
future in the business. I think he's got a future in the business, and I'm going to try and include him and my boy Javi in some golf content quite a bit because we do try to get out together. Never really thought of bringing them into it, but I think they would be open to it.
Nice. Moving on, Big Bears news today. Cole Kmet extension. And Bruce, me and you nailed. I'm pretty sure.
Well, actually, I looked at it again. It's actually like 52 million.
We
But
said
20
52.
20 of no, that's what it is.
I'm looking at it right now. It's Schefter
It's 32 guaranteed.
36 guaranteed, 52.
No, it's 32
It's
guaranteed.
32.8 guaranteed and 50 total million.
Yeah, 20 with incentives. Which I don't think he'll hit all those incentives, but still I was thinking, and I know you said it too, like 7 to 8 million a year most. And he's got his 8 guaranteed. We'll see what these incentives are, because I have a feeling we're gonna end up overpaying the fuck out of Cole Kmet in this deal.
I don't think so, dude. I think you're completely wrong. And
you are wrong.
Look, I hope he makes me eat my words. I really do. But like,
well,
50 million for a tight end who hasn't really shown much. Like,
Yup.
we got
the only thing he hasn't shown you.
Time out. Because here we go again. Already with the dumb personnel decisions.
I'll wait my turn.
Are there 9 tight ends? Are there 10 tight ends in the NFL right now better than Cole Kmet? Because he's the 9th highest paid tight end right now, and the market is only going to go up. The cap space is going to go up
in the next couple of years compared to other tight ends.
Correct. So tell me, name 10 tight ends better than Cole Kmet right now. I wait because I did this today with someone at work, and I had to undress him because you guys who like to be on the field don't know what happens behind the scenes in the front office when we're evaluating talent. Because
I'm
Cole
agreeing
Kmet,
with you. I love the contract.
No, I'm not yelling at you now.
That says we.
You know who I'm yelling at.
Sat down and watched it.
Me and again, I work closely with Ryan Poles. I advised him on this deal. This is what happened. He is a good blocking tight end. He is above average as a pass catcher. He's not good, but he's above average.
He just can't separate, and that's why he didn't get
exactly
Travis Kelce. He can't separate. That's why he's not.
But for our system, when running the ball is important,
he works.
You need a good blocking tight end, and you need a guy who can catch passes. He showed last year he can catch passes. He was top 5 in fantasy points for a tight end all year. He was a top 7 tight end in the NFL last year, and we paid him as the top 10th tight end in the NFL right now. So go ahead. Do you have a rebuttal? Who are 10 tight ends better than Cole Kmet? I have it right in front of me.
No, so I actually looked it up here too. He's not in the top 10. It goes Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Mark Andrews, Darren Waller.
No, I mean, if we're saying
Darren Waller played 6 games last year, so let's stop that bullshit.
I'm not accepting Darren Waller either.
Okay, I'll keep going. We got Kyle Pitts.
No chance Kyle Pitts is better. May have more talent, but he's not shown anything last year. How many games he played, Blake?
Who was his quarterback?
I'll accept.
How many games he played?
I'll accept Kyle Pitts on the basis that he hasn't had a very good quarterback.
Okay. So we have Kelce. Let me help you out here, guys. Kelce, Kittle, Andrews. I'll say Hawkinson, Pitts, Goddard. Ingram as a pass catcher.
Pat Fryermuth.
Njoku.
And Njoku.
No, Pratt Fryermuth is not a good tight
No,
end.
yes, he is. No,
Okay.
that's a dumb statement.
That's 8. Cole Kmet's right after that.
Dalton Schultz.
No.
fuck Dalton Schultz.
Don't agree with that.
Logan Thomas.
So now you're reaching. Logan
if we're talking about Logan Thomas 4 years ago, maybe.
So that's 8, Blake. So what you're telling me is
Okay.
Cole Kmet's the
8.
9th highest paid tight end, and he might be the 9th or 10th best tight end in the NFL. Sounds like the contract is
We
right.
forgot T.J. Hawkinson in there.
I said that when you guys.
He already said T.J. Hawkinson.
Oh, he did. Okay.
I'm looking at the list. We did not miss anyone. I even threw in Ingram, and is Ingram better? No, he probably won't stay healthy.
I wouldn't. Who would you take?
Oh, Gerald
if you had to
Everett.
start.
No.
No.
You can't be 34 and make the list. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, if you want to talk about fantasy points, then
This isn't Madden fantasy.
We're talking
draft,
fantasy
Blake.
points.
No,
Taysom
you
Hill
literally
once a week,
talked about it.
once a year.
Listen, it's a
Taysom
good
Hill's
deal. It's
the
not
best
an
tight
over-
end in the country.
It's not an overpay. It's a solid move. He stays healthy. He hasn't missed games to injury. Let's knock on wood. It's a good move.
He's trending in the right direction. His numbers improved again last year. Are they exactly where we want him to be? No. The
There are
only
not a
thing
lot
he
of good
can't
tight
do
ends.
is separate. He's top 3 in run blocking for tight ends in this offense and scheme. He can make elite plays. Does he do it all the time? Absolutely not. You saw that fucking one-handed catch over the
run
middle.
blocker.
He is
No, he's not.
100%.
Mm-mm.
Name 3 above him. Name 3 above him. Go ahead. I'm listening. I have it right in front of me. Go
Mercedes
ahead.
Lewis.
No.
Yeah.
That guy
Are you
doesn't play enough stats.
are you
That's all
high?
Mercedes Lewis
That-
Are you
guy-
high?
That guy does not play enough snaps. I could be a great run blocking tight end and play 7 snaps a game too.
That's a good point.
No, you couldn't.
Not the point that he made. I'm saying that it's a good point to think about. Like Mercedes Lewis, is he ever out there?
Starters,
to
you're
really
building
just
your
pass guy?
franchise
He's out there to run
around.
block.
Not 1
Just
year wonders.
Right off the bat,
1 year
Kittle
wonder?
and Hawkinson.
Kittle is not a better fucking run blocker.
Yes, he is.
Kittle
Yes,
is a
he
better
is.
run blocker.
That's
Kittle's an
why
animal.
George Kittle got drafted.
Nyloff,
Nobody knew the
that
guy could
he
catch
plays-
the ball because they didn't throw it to him at Iowa.
Nyloff.
All he did was block.
I'm saying Kittle
You're
is top
very
3.
wrong. You're
I'm saying
very
Kittle
wrong.
is top 3, but
He's
I
in
don't
Shanahan's system. He has to
Kittle's
be able to run
probably
block.
number 1.
Yes, he's right.
Yeah.
He's right.
I don't think he's better than Kmet. I think they're even.
Yes,
You're,
believe me.
you're on something else.
Nah, guys, I'm sending Nyloff down to you on the field because that statement is crazy.
I got a little ahead of myself on that one. I started just talking without thinking.
What we're gonna blame the
Way
edibles
ahead
you
of
probably
yourself.
took before this.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Blake, you clearly don't agree with the Cole Kmet deal. You think this is just Madden fantasy draft? You can just sign Gerald Everett.
Hell yeah. No, just because I don't know. I see. Isn't the tight end class even more stacked than ever?
Here's the
next
thing.
year?
No, it's not. And here's the thing with the tight end class. Tight ends in the NFL take a long time, even out of the draft, take a long time to develop. Kelsey did. Kittle took a year or two. Like the Bears are ready to go a little bit. You can't draft a tight end next year and wait 2 years for him to get going. I think that's played into something. And Cole Kmet's 26, young.
I want it on the record that I want Cole Kmet to be a top 3 tight end in the NFL. Like I want him to be the best tight end in the NFL as a
No
Bears fan
fucking
and a
shit,
Notre Dame
Sherlock.
fan. But he just hasn't shown it. Like
Well,
I'm
good
just
thing he
wishing
didn't
that-
get
We're
picked.
not
Like,
arguing that he's top 3.
No.
We said top 3 for one aspect of.
Do you want to hear the
position.
free
the
agent
wrong
class next year?
aspect.
What
wanna
do you
hear
think
the
he's
free
top
agent
3 in?
class?
It's
Nothing.
definitely not blocking. And that's what you tried to say he was top 3 in. That's
Give
all I
me
was
3 tight ends who can block better than him.
He's stealing my counter arguments.
Yeah, he is.
There's
We just
definitely
did
3
this.
tight ends that can block better than him. They
Kittle,
just don't pl-
Hawkinson, Gerald Everett, Mercedes
That are-
Lewis.
Playing more than 50% of the snaps and not out there just to be a fucking tight end and run block. I don't want Mercedes Lewis on this. Do I think Mercedes
Zach
Lewis is a better
Ertz.
run blocker?
Well, then you should clarify that in your statement.
I just did.
Oh, yeah, after the fact.
It's okay to
Don't
do it
get
after
mad
the
about
fact. I'm not mad at. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm just asking for answers.
Nice strikeout, Dansby. Loser.
And it's real quiet.
Who's the redhead
Because Bruce
tight end that
Bruce
got hurt
Bruce has
last
to look
year?
on his fucking phone.
Hey, you talking about the
I was
Bengals?
looking at the Sox.
Yeah, yeah,
game,
yeah.
Hayden
first of all.
Hurst.
Hayden
Not-
Hurst is not
Not
great of a blocker.
He's a good
Dalton
pass
Schultz
catcher.
is a pretty
Good
good
pass guy.
blocker.
All right, listen to
better
this.
than Cole.
Listen to this free agent class next year. Tight end: Hunter Henry, trash. Tyler Higbee, big time trash. Dalton Schultz, mid. Can't block. Gerald Everett, 100. TJ Hawkinson will get almost double what Kmet got paid.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
Well,
fair.
Hawkinson already got a huge contract too.
Yeah.
Didn't the Lions give him one and then the
Pretty-
Vikings
pretty-
traded for him?
Pretty big extension. Yeah. Mike Gesicki, good pass catcher. Not really much else. Noah Fant, up and down. Austin
Lot of
Hooper,
potential
trash. Then there's
Old too.
Irv Smith, can't stay healthy. Ross Dwelly,
He's
backup
been
in
around
San
forever.
Francisco.
He's a two tight end.
Zach Gentry, Pittsburgh's backup. Tyler Croft, Miami's backup. Drew
Tyler
Sample.
Croft's not bad.
Okay. Is he better than Cole Kmet?
No, I'm
Okay.
just
Are
saying.
any of these guys better than Cole Kmet?
Other than TJ Hawkinson.
You're correct. That is one. So I think we're good on this. Like Cole Kmet's good. We like him. Bruce, I get your point. You don't think he's there yet, which is fine. You want him to be there. Nyloff, saying George Kittle is not a good blocker. I think you were thinking about soccer, bro.
I'm in Iowa City where he went to college and where he truly developed in that aspect of the game.
As a blocker, because Iowa never throws the fucking ball.
Exactly. And I completely tweaked. I got ahead of myself. Mouth started running. Wasn't thinking. Move us on.
Blake, who is Kittle's quarterback?
Oh, I know this.
It wasn't Spencer. It was
The dude. Oh my God. It's a ginger. He played for Nick Mullins.
No, Nick Mullins went to an SEC school.
He
It
might have
was
went
the guy
to
who
South
played with Nick Mullins on San Francisco.
Yes, that's who he was actually decent. Wasn't he with us? No, wait, dude. I'm pretty sure it was Nick.
What the fuck is his name?
Hold on, let me look this up.
It's been a while.
Beathard.
Oh,
CJ
CJ
Beathard.
Beathard?
Yeah, that's who it was.
Yep.
CJ Beathard. That's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
Back when San Francisco was platooning Beathard and Mullins
Yep.
to make up for Jimmy Garoppolo's torn ACL.
Yikes. Blake, what do you got? You hate this move? You like it? You would have went with Gerald Everett.
I love Gerald Everett. The dude is very good. He balled out with Justin Herbert last year, honestly.
Isn't he under
I would
contract with Los Angeles Chargers still?
Yeah, but Nick said he's going to be a free agent next year, and I do not mind him at all. I just maybe a little high on the price, but I see your point though. Why we did need to pay him so.
And it's
Bob.
not the guaranteed money that bothers me. It's the $20 million in
You got it
incentives.
front. You got.
But
it
also, as I say that now, I'm realizing that $20 million is not every year. It's $20 million in incentives over the life of the contract, which makes a lot more sense. So it's more spread out. So he's probably at most going to make like 11 a year with incentives. So yeah, I'll just shut my mouth.
Yep, that's why.
And the market is gonna grow above him.
Cap space is going up big time. The market, there's not a lot of good tight ends in the NFL right now, so naturally.
I was gonna say I think that's gonna hurt the market because the best tight ends in the league are older guys. Like Travis Kelce's only got a few good more years. Kittle's probably got 5 or 6 in him. Like he's kind of old. Like especially a tight end, you never know how long those guys are gonna last. Like Jason Witten played forever, but there's tight ends who only make it 5-6 years. So
yeah, I think it's fine. I don't think it's going to hurt the market because if someone pops off a little bit this year, they're going to get overpaid next year if they're a free agent because they're so in demand. That's how that goes. Supply and demand.
Supply and demand. Oh,
JF1, top 100 player on the NFL Network's top 100 list. No surprise here. Ranked ahead of Trevor Lawrence. Do we think that's fair for JF1? Let's go to Blake. I mean, it's no surprise
sure.
Justin Fields is on this list. I mean, guys are stuck.
Yeah. I'd rank them very similar. I'd put them on the list right next to each other, honestly, if they did make the list, which they did. So, makes sense.
Well, I believe it was, 10 places?
Yeah, 9.
Essentially the same. So, I don't mind it.
Bruce?
I
Just
mean,
kidding. Stay off the weed. You're just staring in the camera again.
was I supposed to just immediately know that I'm supposed to start talking when Blake stops? It's like
I can't move your mouth for you.
I didn't
it was
know we were
always going to
going
be you next, bro.
I mean, you never know. He could have went to you next.
I just don't think so. I don't agree with that.
It could happen.
Just tell us what you think about JF1 and Trevor.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a top 100 player in the NFL. I think they were pretty spot on from what we've seen from him. As far as being ahead of Trevor Lawrence, yeah, I also think that was correct too. Trevor Lawrence may have taken the Jaguars to the playoffs, but they had a much better team around him than the Bears have had for Justin Fields. And I think this year, Justin has a much better season than Trevor Lawrence. I don't even think it'll be close, to be honest. And I think Justin Fields, if he takes the steps we're all expecting and thinking he's going to take, he'll be a top 50 player next year.
Hey, was Jordan Love on the top 100 players?
Jesus.
You're
Can I
such
get
a
my
fucking
take before you do
clown,
this
dude.
nonsense?
I didn't see his name. I was just wondering.
Because you're a fucking
That's kind of
idiot.
crazy.
He hasn't had a full season as a starter.
Oh, right. Was Rodgers on it?
I mean, he's gonna be on it probably.
Damn right. He's
Way
gonna be on it.
higher.
GETS. Gets.
Yeah.
Gets. Josh?
Wow. I completely agree with Bruce on this one. I have a very similar standpoint in regards to the situation. I think if you're basing it off of last year's performance, like we should be, Justin Fields was the more spectacular player. I thought he brought more to the team than Trevor Lawrence brought to his team. I don't think Trevor Lawrence was the reason that they made the playoffs. I don't. Did he
You
do some
telling
great
me they
things?
make
Yes.
the playoffs with Sam Darnold?
In that division?
Or Gardner Minshew? I'm trying to think of, no.
Dial-off. If this episode is a look into the future of what you're going to be this football season, I'd wake the fuck up, buddy.
Listen, bro. I'm trying to be our Skip Bayless.
We already got that covered.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's true.
we already
Love that,
have the
Dylan.
over the top narcissist.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
All right, we'll move on. One last thing with the NFL.
Do you think? Hold on. Do you think that Justin Fields is going to throw for over 4,000 yards next year?
Yes, this year. Yes.
Wait, this season?
No.
This
This season?
probably not.
This season, yes. Bears 43, Packers 3, week 1.
Okay, folks. Now, given that you know how to take Justin Fields going over.
No, I think he will. I'll bet anyone with that. Dylan, you want to go 1,000?
I mean, that'd be good money for me because it's not going to happen.
Okay, let's do it. And let's add it on to your other bets you want to.
Mm.
Are you coming to week 1?
Wait.
Oh.
So you're agreeing
He's
to our
going.
bet.
He's not going with you.
I'm
Are you
going,
coming?
but I never
you-
agreed to jump in the lake.
Okay, that's fine. You're going to come, though, and get harassed.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh,
He's
he's-
gonna buy his ticket.
yeah, no problem. I'm ready to go. Tickets will be paid for. I'll even buy you a little schnitzel dog at the concession stand for you. Nice little stale hot dog from one of the worst food I've ever had. It's any sporting event, Soldier Field. Actually, when we went there for Luke Combs, Brewstat, what did we get? Brats? They weren't terrible. They weren't great though.
I don't know. I didn't get one
What'd you eat?
at the stadium. Nothing.
Oh, you just got beer. Moving on. We will.
Drank my dinner, baby.
Yeah, edge rushers. What are we looking for here? It's now reported that they're into Justin Houston, and my guy
Say
is
his
looking
name.
for a 2-year deal, but he
Ngakwe.
wants one.
Say it. No, Josh, not you. Say his name.
Ngakwe,
What's it?
Yannick. My guy wants one. I wouldn't go more than 2 on any of these guys, or more than 1 on any of these guys. The Bears are in a position. You either look for someone to be disgruntled in training camp, and you can add to the D line, like Chris Jones. They don't want to pay him. You fucking sign him, or you trade for him. And then sign him. That helps your interior. The edge rushers. If you find a disgruntled one, you trade for him, but I don't see that happening. I think you sign one, or you can sign both these guys. To be honest, that'd be pretty sweet. I don't know, Bruce. Who do you like?
If I had to pick one or the other, I'm gonna take Yannick Ngakoue over Justin Houston just because of age.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Admit
hate
the
signing them
playoffs.
both. Ngakoue is 4 or 5 years
30s.
younger.
I think he's 36, bro.
I think he's 29.
He's 29, Blake.
Oh.
Get on your shit.
All
You're
right.
you're looking like Nyloff on this episode.
Okay.
But
Easy.
Justin Houston is 34. So
that's-
I'm always leery of 34-year-old pass rushers, especially guys like Justin Houston's had a couple knee problems.
A lot of miles
I-
on that body.
Justin Houston is a guy you can at least in Ngakoue you can play him for 3 downs too, like if you really want to. Justin Houston, you just can't do it. He'll get you 8, 9, maybe 10 sacks, but he's only going to play 15, 20 plays a game at most.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of another 34-year-old pass rusher you wanted a first-round pick for. Should I say his name? Robert Quinn.
Nobody ever said a first round pick. I said they should have gotten more than a
Certainly
fourth.
did.
I said they should have got more than a fourth. That's all I said. I never even gave a specific pick.
Whatever you say, man. Nyloff,
You could go back and play the tapes, dog. It's all recorded.
Nyloff, who would you like?
At this point, I would agree with Bruce. I would take Ngakoue because of the age. You said it yourself best, or you said it best yourself, Nick. Justin Houston just has a lot of fucking mileage on him. He really
lot of mileage.
does. Had some knee issues, had some injuries in some other areas. He's a bit of a risk, right? I want a guy who I think can get through the whole season or maybe only miss 2 games. With Justin Houston, it's a big drop off in that department. And that's an excellent point on the usage, too. The usage. 15, 20 snaps for Houston sounds about right. And Ngakoue could be a 3-down guy. I like that as well, especially with the lack of depth in those positions that we're going to have.
Yeah, I think I would just sign both. You have the cap space. It's not going to hinder you this year. Even if you traded for a guy who required a contract, it wouldn't hurt you this year. Let's just sign both. You need the depth. With the Lions dropping like flies and the rest of the division, you can compete a little bit this year. Why not sign both on 1-year deals? And if you're not in a position you're not in the hunt come the trade deadline, you offload them for some late round picks to some contenders at the deadline. I don't think there's any harm in that. Blake, who would you take? I think I know, but you did think Yannick was 34.
Yannick is also on. I would like to get Jadeveon Clowney. I know it's name chasing a little bit, but he is much better in my opinion.
I agree.
There's a stat. It was a long time ago. I'm pretty sure it's either Yannick cannot stop the run or he can't pass rush. One of the two.
Not
He can't
good against the run.
He's not a run guy.
He's
Okay.
awful against the run. Joe Kelly just walked in
Good
the
against
tying
the
run.
pass.
So
I looked
up
away.
PFF.
It was 7-3. I looked back down, and it was 7-6, and now it's tied.
What's up, Nikki? You were
Oh, I
talking
want-
all that shit earlier.
I want
No,
to lose.
you were talking all that
I
shit.
want to
earlier.
lose.
And it's
Literally,
on
I
record.
want to lose.
And it's on record.
Lance couldn't make it through
Talk
the
that
fifth, and
shit,
Joe
bro.
Kelly's now thrown 21 pitches. I think he came in with 1 out.
Yeah, it's trash. Thank you. Running backs.
One more thing for the Ngakwe thing. I know it doesn't mean everything, but PFF graded Ngakwe as a freaking 51.4% last year, and Clowney was at 75.8.
Honestly, if we're signing 2, like Nick said, I would take Clowney and Ngakwe.
Isn't
That'd be
Clowney
a
under
dream.
contract somewhere?
No, he's a free agent.
Yep.
Then yeah, I would pay Clowney more than Ngakoue and Houston.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I agree.
And he's coming off a 1-year deal.
Yeah, he'll sign a 1-year deal.
It's
There's
done
Couple
it.
1-year deals, I think.
Give him 1 for 10.
I'd
do that.
probably 1 for 12.
Yeah, 12. Shit, 13. I don't give a shit.
Pay
Snap.
fucking 20. It don't matter. We ain't
Don't
doing the
matter.
cap space.
No.
We got so much
1 year.
fucking cap space because our
You're not gonna give him
quarterback,
fucking- You're not gonna
Our
pay him like a goddamn receiver.
our former quarterback didn't
We're
go
paying
go
21,
sign in New York
21.5.
and take less. Running backs still going on.
We already
They're-
did this.
Well, we're bringing it back up because they're doing Zoom calls. They're unhappy.
It's fair. We didn't know that about that.
We did
Taylor,
know they've made multiple Zoom calls.
that's great. We're talking about it.
Last week we were in the position of they're going to have one. They had not had it yet.
Correct. Taylor versus Irsay right now on Twitter. Well, Irsay or Taylor, Jonathan Taylor's agent, he needs a new contract. Irsay says the players union voted on it. They can shove it up their ass. Taylor's agent saying you can shove it up your ass, Irsay. Not sure if this is going to lead to a lot of running backs changing teams in the not too distant future, but it's clear the owners don't give a fuck, and the owners are all old white men. And eventually in the NFL is going to have a problem with how they treat their players. I think we saw for years with the Texans owner, and that's kind of why he was out. And he was kind of a racist asshole. And a lot of these guys are in the same boat. And I'm not sure Irsay knows what the fuck he's talking about. Joe Kelly just walked in another run. Joe Kelly might be tanking his trade value right now, but I don't know what to think. It's just the way the game is right now. Not much you can say, other than unless running backs become more valuable overnight, not much is going to change.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect time though for a team to spend on running backs here. This cheap, you get a team, you get 2 overpowered running backs, you can dominate the league. You don't even have to have expensive receivers. Your linemen don't have to be the best. If you got, I don't know, let's say
Well,
the
if you're
Titans went out.
committing to the run game, you kind of have to have a good line.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, but like you don't have to. Either your rushers are gonna make up some of that. So like I'm thinking of the Titans right now. Just think if they sign Cook for a very low price. If you have Cook and Henry in the backfield, you're up to something.
Yeah, my opinion hasn't really changed on it. It's just one of those things. I 100% understand where they're coming from and seeing these other positions get paid, and they do bring a ton of value. It just seems like it all kind of stems from the lack of durability from the position, the lack of length to be in the year. the lack of number of years you can be at that high impact level, it just seems to be so much shorter. And I think people are scared to pay that big money. And then 2 years in, ACL injury, and he comes back never the same. But you're paying this guy like a top 10 RB. So it's a very tough position to be in. I'm interested to see how it goes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know if we'll ever get back to a day where they do become as valuable as they were, but I don't know.
I mean, we will. It's just a pendulum. We went from your wide receivers were the most underutilized and underpaid players in the NFL to now they're almost probably arguably overutilized and overpaid. And eventually it'll swing so far one way where teams are spending so much to get quarterbacks and receivers. The team's like, hey, look, everybody's geared up to play the pass. We'll just get a bunch of pass rushers. And then a team's going to be like, hey, everybody's got 4 defensive ends now. There's no tackles anymore. Let me get a running back and we'll just go up the middle and we'll swing back the other way. It's the same shit happens all the time.
Yeah, it's. I think you're right, Bruce, and I think smart organizations and teams will zig while they're zag. They'll be like, okay, maybe we can get away with like a veteran quarterback, a good offensive line, and a really, really good running back, and invest there and beat teams that
Well, I mean,
are more prepared with the
that
pass.
process is going to take decades. It's not like you should be looking into heavily investing in the running game right now. That's just not where the league is or where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
Petra, how are you going to flip-flop?
I'm not flip-flopping. The Eagles just made the Super Bowl on my premise. They ran a hell of a lot more than they passed. Had a running quarterback. Not a great running back they overpaid for.
Quarterback.
Okay. It'll happen. Is what my point is. Running the ball is going to become more valuable in the next 5 to 10 years.
You ended your personal point. The last words you said where you don't think the running back position will ever get back to where it got paid again. That's how you ended.
Not for a long time. Not where it was. No, I don't.
You said never. You said I don't think it'll ever. And now you're telling me a completely different point where you're saying that it will.
I'm not. I never said
and
that.
And we've got it on recording.
I never said it will swing back to that point. I said teams will look to run the ball with a better running back, a better offensive line, and not pay a shit ton of money for a quarterback and just go with a veteran. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they will ever go back to that point.
Kind of team we're talking about is a little bit up north of Chicago.
Who?
Minnesota.
It's not Green Bay because we have a better running game than you ugly fucks up there.
Because it's your quarterback.
Oh, I didn't know it mattered.
That ran. I'm saying you just said running backs and a good offensive line.
I don't know.
And you're gonna sit here and tell me that the Bears have a better offensive line than the Packers.
Right now, it's close.
No, it's not.
Flip a coin, maybe.
You're absolutely insane.
I don't think I'm insane.
If you take away the logos of the team that they play on and just compared the player, you're nuts. You're absolutely nuts.
Packers do, in fact, have a better O-line than the Bears.
It's close.
It's not.
No, it's not.
It's not particularly.
I'll give the edge to the Packers, but you're telling me that walking.
He's flip-flopping again.
See?
David, I literally said it's close. I'm giving the edge to the Packers. David, what is that flip-flopping? I never said the Bears were better. Never came out of my mouth. Rewind.
So who's got better running backs?
I would say the Packers. It's close, though.
Yeah, Aaron, for sure.
Aaron Jones is old and kind of has sucked, and his hairline is receding worse than LeBron.
Old.
But and I mentioned he sucks.
We've got Khalil Herbert and a guy who backed up Bijan Robinson. I think Aaron Jones has the edge on those guys.
Just
to be fair.
Stud.
Deontay Foreman.
Can't wait to watch him fucking re-tear Gary's fucking knee on opening day.
Yeah, because the running back's going to do that.
Boom! Oh, yeah, with his helmet.
Yeah.
Ground and pound, baby. Better get used to it.
It's going to be a Cole Kmet cut block.
Ooh, like that, too. Moving on from football. Oh no, we're staying with football because Nyloff wanted to talk about the quarterback series. Nyloff, we'll go to you here. I'm assuming you finished it or close to finishing it, or probably have only watched one episode knowing you.
Man, that boy's not even here.
He's not here?
No, you don't see his camera off.
No, I see him
He
staring at his
muted
TV.
his mic.
Oh, well, has anyone
I'm
else
seeing his
watched?
camera off.
Oh wow, I'm not seeing that at all. Anyway, has anyone else watched the quarterback show? I've watched it. It's pretty good.
I've watched one episode.
Kirk Cousins is a weird dude.
I slept through one episode.
Blake?
Did not start it yet.
I-
Been doing.
Did you see Justin Fields turn down doing year 2?
Mhm.
Yep.
I just don't think like
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Sorry, Dylan.
No, it's okay. I just don't think the group that they have is like interesting.
Basically, after the first few episodes, all I wanted to see was Mahomes and could care less about anyone else. Like, you need to find compelling guys. I'm praying like Josh Allen and Joe Burrow are on it next year, but with the rate these guys are turning it down, it's not looking good. Because Hurts turned it down.
I
Tua
just
turned
don't
it
think
down.
the top guys are gonna be like I don't know why Mahomes did it, to be honest. I don't think the top
They
guys
probably
are gonna
paid
do
him a
it.
shit ton of money.
Well,
He's
the way-
already making a shit ton of money. Like
Not
the
Mahomes
way-
anymore in
shouldn't
the
be
quarterback world.
I saw an interview with Mahomes, and he said Peyton Manning convinced him by saying, like, one day you're going to want your kids to see, like, what you went through to play and did every day. And, like, Peyton said if there was something like this when he was playing, he'd do it for that. But a lot of these guys are so young that you almost have to, like, find some good, like, Rodgers would be sick, I think, especially with the new team in the Jets and him doing, like, mushrooms and shit. And then you got to, like, if Brady was still in the league, that would be cool.
But
like,
that's the exact kind of thing neither one of those guys would do.
Brady did it already. He
You're
has
talking
unprecedented
fucking-
access. Yeah, he did it already. It was like came out in like 2015.
Oh, I didn't know he did that. I thought you were talking about the fucking whatever 10 episode thing he did.
Oh no, that was like a documentary on his career. He did one in like the year he lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl. He did one. It was pretty good, but it wasn't as in depth as this. So maybe not. Maybe you're right. I mean, the guy's off banging Kim K and some Russian supermodel. So who knows? I don't think you want that being followed. So
Maybe you do.
yeah, well, yeah, good. It'll be pretty good.
Cameras following Kim K around. Got her
I'll
hand
say
raising
this.
career.
Yeah, I mean, Brittany Mahomes isn't as bad as I thought. She's still super annoying.
And that's why I won't
Did you
watch
see
it.
did you see the new tattoo she got?
Dude, that's insane. And she's like, I used to get mad when people flirted with my Patrick, but now I'm open to it. It's like, what? Dude, shut
No,
the
she
fuck
definitely
up.
doesn't know that that's like a polyamory logo.
100%
no
does
idea.
not know. 100%. That chick stinks. Nyloff,
Not a fan.
what do you got on your girl Brittany Mahomes and the quarterback show?
I mean, she's kind of annoying, but they haven't really pointed anything crazy out yet. I mean, the whole
Yeah,
like
'cause
picture scene was kind of
probably
weird.
like he did at the basketball game. He told her to shut her mouth.
He went like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll kill you.
Yeah, there was not really a whole lot of extra stuff from what I've seen so far, at least.
And they're not letting his brother talk at all.
Yeah,
I haven't
that
even
guy
seen him on the
sucks.
show. I haven't even.
Yeah, I
seen
heard
him.
he didn't like. I haven't watched it, but I heard he made like one appearance and he didn't say a word. He was just like in the background.
Lock that guy up.
For real.
Like, lock that guy up.
Like literally, he should be in jail.
Yeah, Blake, if you haven't watched any of it, Dylan, watch one. Yeah, I mean it's good. I think we need it for like all sports though. Like, make this a series. Like, follow good fucking people. Like, I don't need Mariota. Cousins is like cool for a few episodes, and then it's just like this guy's a fucking weird like Bible thumper, and so is his wife. I give him a lot of credit though. He's a tough motherfucker. Like that, they show the game against the Bills, and he's just like screaming because he has 2 broken ribs and still out there like making throws and getting fucking destroyed. but it's just Mariota just literally quit on his team. It's crazy. Like you pick that guy. Like
I feel like if they do a second or get it, quarterbacks to do it, it'd be like some shit with like a rookie, Derek Carr, and like Trevor Lawrence or Daniel Jones.
Exactly, dude. You nailed it. That's exactly what it's gonna be. And Carr's gonna be all about his faith and fucking how he was mistreated.
Or maybe
by the
they
Raiders.
step it up and get like Justin Herbert.
Give me Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and I'm trying to think of
Joe Burrow's never gonna do it.
No, Burrow will 100% do it. Not now, but he will.
Maybe even like Jimmy G or something.
Yeah,
Jimmy G would be all over it.
Actually, Jimmy G would be like, "Fuck no, I don't want you watching me snort blow off fucking hookers in Vegas."
Isn't he
He's gonna be
What?
no, hell no. Jimmy G ain't married. That guy's a pimp. That guy's been banging porn stars since his rookie year. That's a fact.
How do you know all this?
I've seen it on Twitter.
He was caught on a date with one his rookie year. I don't remember who it was.
Eastern Illinois' finest, Jimmy
That's right.
Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G,
Jimmy
Tony
Garoppolo.
Romo, and who was the other one?
Sean Payton. Yep.
Yep.
Let's move on from football. Trade deadline is less than a week away. Rumors today from our Kenny Williams mouthpiece, Bob Nightingale, Lance Lynn. It is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when he will be traded. It's looking like either the Rays or the Dodgers, which I would think Rays because one of those
the Yankees were sniffing around.
He would not waive his no trade clause to go to the Yankees,
Yeah,
but
he didn't want to go back.
He doesn't want to have to shave his beard.
no, he said it was the worst time in his career. He looked like an idiot, and like he hated it.
I forgot he was there.
I am going to be a little sad when Lynn goes. He's been really bad the last year and a half, but that dude pitches with his nuts and isn't afraid to just tell it how it is. I like that. Always have. That 21 season he had was special. He was third in Cy Young voting. That was fucking sick. I know you're going to miss him too, Bruce.
Yeah, I mean, Big Daddy Lance, that's my guy. You're right. He's got that fire. He's an intense guy on the mound. He strikes you out and he's fucking screaming. Yeah. And I love that energy. Him and Liam Hendricks, I love it. But yeah, he's been bad, and I'll miss it. I'll miss the personality, but I won't miss the output that he's put out for sure.
Yeah, it's a weird season. We've touched on this in prior episodes. The most swing and whiffs of his career is this year, and he also has a 6 ERA and is giving up like 6-7 runs a game. It's not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, he broke the single season or the single game or tied the single game strikeout record for the Sox and didn't get a win.
Yeah, it's a lot like tonight's game. They were up 7-3 and blew it. Just, this has been a rough year. A lot of people are going to go. TA's hitting 400 since the All-Star break. I think that's good for his trade value if you can find someone. Does hurt that the Guardians traded their starting shortstop to the Dodgers, so it takes them out of the mix.
What was that about?
Cleveland always does some weird shit. They just signed him to an extension too, why are you gonna? I don't know. The Guardians are always doing something stupid. Their front office,
I don't know. He's pretty young.
He's a decent player, actually. He's not bad at all.
It was a weird move to just ship him out.
And they get Syndergaard back, and then they don't even get money. It came out that it's just even. They're just
what? And the Dodgers were only looking to get rid of Syndergaard because they thought, given the history they have with rehabbing pitchers, they could turn him around, and they couldn't.
Yeah, that's how you know a guy's cooked. If they go to the Dodgers, if the Dodgers can't turn you around with the pro scouting and pro development they have, you're in trouble.
Is this Cleveland panicking that much? Like they need to stay in the race that bad that
no.
Shane Bieber went down, so they need another arm.
No, this is Cleveland saying, we don't want to pay you this money anymore. We have a young guy in the minors that we can pay nothing for the next 3 years. Their owners are cheaper than our owner, if you believe that.
I mean, they made a whole movie about how cheap the Cleveland owners were.
Yeah, between them and
the whole franchise of movies.
Yeah, it's tough. Like they will sell Bieber this offseason because they will refuse to pay him. So But somehow they win the division more often than us in the time the AL Central started. So embarrassing. Sox are selling everything. We'll have more next week on the MLB trade deadline. But wanted to bring up for the Cubs guys. Dylan and I got into an argument about this last night. Do you think they should keep or sell Stroman and Bellinger?
I would keep Bellinger personally. Stroman, I'm okay either way. Would I like to see him stay? Yes, I would. But if he gets traded, he gets traded. I would rather keep Bellinger personally. That's my opinion on the matter.
Dylan?
I think they're going to keep both.
I hope they keep both.
No. I'll bet 1,000 on that, Dylan. You want to do it?
No, because I had to pay for my doctor's appointment, and I don't have extra income at the moment. Anyways, they're only 5 games out, and if they win, they're only 4 of the wild card.
They're not.
4.5.
6.5 out.
4.5.
The division.
I said wild card.
Oh, okay. My bad.
And I believe, hold on, I think the Reds lost today, so only helps that. Not great that they lost to the Brewers, but that's going to happen because they're division rivals. But yeah, I don't think they sell. If they can keep producing runs like they are the last couple of games.
They're playing the White Sox.
I know.
I'm just letting you know.
But that alone boosts the confidence, and if they could keep it up against better teams, what's the point in selling if you have a shot?
You sell because at the end of the day, whatever Bellinger's going to get on the open market is not worth it.
Realistically, what are you going to get for him, though?
You'll get
Office.
guys. If it was me, and I'm the Cubs, so let's look at the pitching staff. Let's look about how they assembled this team. Dansby Swanson, vacuum at shortstop. Nico Horner, vacuum at second base. They built this team for a guy like Stroman to succeed. Stroman leads the MLB with pitchers and ground ball rate, okay? You've built a team to be great around him and fielding ground balls. I envy what they've done in the middle infield and even at third base, not Wisdom, the other dude they got playing there with a weird name.
Master Bone.
He won't be there long term.
No.
It's a weird name.
Master Beatty.
Yeah, that's a hell of a name. You can't hate on that. That's like Schwarber, it just rolls off the tongue. Master Boney can good fielder. Bellinger's decent at first, but it's like you either commit to it or not, and Jed's not committing to it.
What's your thing about trying to extend people during the season when
it
90% of the moves happen in the offseason?
You have to extend them now because you need to show their value in good faith. Same thing with Bears do with Kmet. You got to show other players around the league, especially going into a free agent this year, which we all said it was important.
Kmet got signed in the
offseason.
That's different.
He didn't. He got signed. He had this was his final year on the deal. He got signed going into the season.
So
you need to
He
sign
just
them
got
now.
signed today.
Okay, they should have signed Stroman and Bellinger, or they should have signed Stroman in spring training.
Why? He's got another year after.
No, he doesn't. He's gone after this year. He's a player opt-out.
What if he doesn't?
He's going to. Look at the players. He already has said what he wants. He wants $180 million, and he's going to get it. And why wouldn't you? The free agent market for starting pitchers is not good. To be honest, I could see the Sox paying for him this offseason. I would.
You don't pay nobody $180 million. Stop.
Gonna have to at some point. And
no, we're just gonna keep paying one-handed Benintendi's $75 million for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, probably. Rickon's still in charge, which he will be. But you needed to extend Stroman in the offseason just to show good faith, or spring training, or when he got off to the hot start, you didn't, and that's your fault. He's literally telling you in press conferences, I want to be here. I want to be here. That tells me Jed doesn't value him, and Jed knows this team isn't ready, which they're not. They're like 6 power bats away. Morel's cool and fun. He's like a 7th, 8th type hitter. Dansby and Nico are cool, really good up the middle. Bellinger, you can't trust what you're seeing right now. He's had a hot July. He was terrible in June. He was okay in April and May. Again, hot July. You just get what you can for him and move on. You're not going to commit. What are you going to commit to Bellinger? 3 years? No, you're not going to give him that money. He'll go to a contender. He'll get what he wants. 2 years, probably 20, 25. The Cubs just aren't going to do that. And the Ricketts don't want to have a high payroll. So I don't like your biggest moves this offseason was signing James Talon, who's honestly sunk your chances at winning the division and being in the wild card contention because that guy sucks. And you signed him for $72 million. That's just a poor use of resources. If anything, we should be going back and looking at that contract, not even giving that out, just extend Stroman and then have a stopgap. And you knew Hendricks was coming back too. I would extend Hendricks for 2 more years on the cheap. That guy can still pitch. It's just very messy. It's almost like the Sox. Like they're young and fun and they play hard. And I do think Horner and Dansby will be there on the next good Cubs team. Other than that, everyone else needs to be moved. Suzuki's swing does not fit like a top of the order swing in terms of 3 or 4. It's too long. It's not very good up there. Overpaid for that guy. Again, more money that could be going to Stroman. And now you piss Stroman off. Stroman's going to go.
Sounds like you watched a lot of Cubs baseball this year.
I do watch a lot of Cubs baseball, yeah. I watch a lot of baseball. Usually I have the Sox game on my big TV and the Cubs game on my iPad, or vice versa.
Feels like you should switch that.
Yeah, you know how he always
I
calls
should.
me a Cubs fan? You know how many Cubs games I've watched this year? Like, maybe 1 in total between yesterday.
They're a fun team. They're a fun team to watch, and I love baseball. I was watching Braves Red Sox earlier. Brittany can attest this. I'm not a Cubs fan. I'm not always actively rooting for them to lose, though, either. Do I hate them? Yes. And I think Jed gets a free pass because he worked under Theo, and Jed's kind of this whole kind of thing is not the direction it should be heading in. And to be honest, David Ross has cost them like 10 wins this year too, and that needs to be addressed. So when they want to get serious about winning, they'll fire Ross, which I think will happen. It's not this offseason, maybe the offseason after, but I think they're 2 years away. But it also got to scare you because the Pirates have a good young core coming up. The Reds have a really good future. The Cardinals are going to retool, and then it's the Cubs. I don't want to compare the other side of town, but the AL Central literally has nobody.
This is like the first year of their from the sell-off, though.
It's not. It happened the last 2 summers they've been sellers, and this year was the year they were not supposed to be.
They finished the sell-off at the end of last year.
Who did they sell off last year?
Well, they didn't sell him off, but they just let him go.
Wilson Contreras.
Okay, so you could argue
That's
it was
the
the end
end
of the
of
sell-off.
And this is year one of their...
They didn't sell off. They let him walk for nothing, which was another massive mistake by Jed. If you look at Ian Happ's numbers too, another guy who should have been traded at the deadline, probably to the Sox. We can give you Eloy back if you think you can contend. That's fine.
Now, why would that make sense to trade Ian Happ for Eloy?
No, I'm not saying Ian Happ for Eloy. That doesn't make sense. I'm just saying just give us like a few, like a top arm in the minors for Eloy, and we'll do it.
A top arm in the minors.
I mean, their minor league system's trash. It's not good. They still can't develop pitching. It's a major problem. That's why they need to pay for it. And you have arguably in the first half the best pitcher in the NL, top 3, and you still didn't sign him. Like something's weird over there with Jed. I don't know what it is, but I mean, 2 months ago, yeah, they should have. But at this point, just sell him. You're not going to win the division. You're not going to sniff the wild card with the teams that are going to add seriously. I just think you just make that move. If I'm Rick Hahn, I'm calling the Cubs being like, dude, you want some of these bullpen arms? They need a bullpen. They need 3 bullpen arms. It's just a mess. It's the same thing as the Sox. You look at the roster, it's like they have some cool guys. Overall, shit. My take on the Cubs and Cubs baseball. And to be honest, I know more than both you and Josh combined, which is kind of sad.
Just move on from baseball because that was just a 15-minute rant from you that everybody's going to have to listen to.
Rocky Works.
Just going on and on and on.
I can talk baseball for days. Rocky Works. Dead.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Tag.
He's dead. That's kind of surprising. Can't believe
just say it like
Sure can. Can't believe Jerry Reinsdorf
Oh my god.
outlived
That was insane.
that
Rocky Wirtz.
fuck.
Dead.
Best owner of our lifetime, not even close. Not even
dude,
close.
100%. Rest in
Cared
peace.
about winning. 3 cups. Did the right thing with Kane and Taze. Did not do the right thing with letting Bowman have so much leeway and choosing him over Coach Q. But other than that, well, that was more McDonough that wanted Q out than anyone. So, and Bowman. But other than that, RIP Rocky. Thanks for bringing the Hawks back, because I can tell you, in our early sports fandom days, we were not. The Blackhawks weren't like, we would get the highlights from another team's network on Comcast Sportsnet on what happened with the Blackhawks, and it was really bad. Came in and turned it around, became a dynasty, 3 cups, 6 years. I think it turned Nyloff into a Blackhawks super fan. So, Nyloff, we'll go to you, resident Hawks guy. What do you have to say about the passing of Blackhawks chairman Rocky Wirtz?
Obviously, rest in peace, Rocky. Everything Nick said is correct. He cared about the team. He cared about taking care of the guys that should have been taken care of. He wanted them to be stars. He wanted to give them that image, and he really did turn the franchise around, and for the better. And it's tough. It's tough.
Bruce?
Yeah, I mean, very unfortunate. He was only 70. It's kind of sad, pretty early. Yeah, he brought some of the greatest sports moments of my life. So, rest in peace. Thanks for the memories.
Dylan. Dylan.
It's so sad he can't talk.
Dylan not commenting
think-
on Rocky Wirtz. Tough.
I don't think we really needed to.
Blake, oh wait, you're a fucking Sharks fan.
Dylan said he's not there, so that's why he didn't comment.
I don't know. Suspect. Bruce, UFC, Saturday night. What do we got?
We got another really good card. No
Very
title
good.
fights. No title fights, so I can't say it'll be as good or better than the one 2 weeks ago, but it is an absolute banger of a card. You want me to just go through them?
Go through them.
I'll just do the main card because there's not too many interesting.
I like Derek Lewis in the undercard.
I do. He's a plus 190 dog, according to the score. I do think he's gonna beat this guy he's fighting. I don't even know who it is, but I do like Derek Lewis, the Black Beast, as his nickname. If you don't know who he is, you've seen him in interviews. Derek, why'd you take your pants off? Because my balls were hot. That's Derek Lewis. But the main card, you start with Michael Chiesa, Kevin Holland. I love Kevin Holland. Big lays, 6'3", like 180 pounds. Just an absolute stud, younger guy, up and coming. He's pretty nasty. I think he'll beat Michael Chiesa. Tony Ferguson on the next card, the next fight. He's a plus 315 dog. I said this about Robbie Lawler, and I was wrong, but Tony Ferguson is old and he gets knocked out viciously. I think he's lost his last couple fights by getting just destroyed. So I'd probably take the other guy who's a minus 415 favorite to I don't even know, it's B Green. I don't even know who he is, but he's a 415 favorite. The next fight, Thompson versus Michael Pereira, not Alex Pereira. That one I don't really know much about either fighter. But the co-main, Jan Blachowicz versus Alex Pereira, is going to be a banger. Pereira going up from 185 to 205 at light heavyweight. This will probably be a number one contender fight. And these guys like to throw. Not a big takedowns for either one of them. They stay away. They're bangers. They're gonna go out there and just throw hands. And
It's gonna
then
be a fun one to watch.
the main event, Poirier Gaethje at lightweight. The number 3 and number 4 contenders going at it for the BMF title, which is not a real title, but it's usually a top 5 guy in the lightweight rankings. It's the baddest motherfucker belt. And these two guys, I mean, Poirier's got 15 career knockouts in the UFC. Gaethje's got 19. They're just gonna chuck knucks, and it's gonna be awesome. They're gonna get after it. They asked. I saw a quote from I think it was Dustin Poirier. They're like it's. He said it's not gonna go 25 minutes, which would be full 5 rounds. He said if it does, we'll talk about it in the hospital because that's where we'll both be at when it ends. So that's the kind of mindset these guys are going into it with. It's gonna be a fucking war, and I can't wait.
I'm excited to watch. I'm really excited to watch. There's 2 main title, or not title fights, but 2 main card, main event fights
The
are going to be
co-mains,
just
yeah.
electric to watch. Absolutely electric.
Well, like we said, Derek Lewis is always fucking phenomenal to watch. He puts on a show.
Tony
And so does
Ferguson's fun to
Kevin
watch
Holland.
in the sense that he will not go down until he gets knocked out. Like, you're almost guaranteed a knockout or submission in his fights these days.
Usually a knockout because he's pretty good defensively.
Mm-hmm. I like seeing knockouts.
Nick, you look like your life is on the line with this game.
Oh, I'm not. I don't even. I have USA Soccer. I don't even have the Sox game on anymore.
Oh,
Real fan. True fan. Not even watching the game.
I know more about baseball in my left ball in my nutsack than you know about anything.
For sure, man.
Moving on. Before we move on, Underdog Fantasy Sports promo code Frosty. Get on there. I'm drafting best balls every day. I'm getting Tyreek Hill, 5th, 6th overall. You guys are morons. He's gonna have 2,000 receiving yards this year, guaranteed. Unless Tua gets concussed, which is probably going to happen, but they have Mike White, so we're good.
Not with that
Promo
sleeve.
code. Ooh, promo code Frosty. Get on best ball. We're going to do a Frosty Takes best ball draft. Maybe when Nyloff's back in town next, so we can do it. And we'll update you guys throughout the year on who has the best ball team. But promo code Frosty.
Frosty.
We are winning money on Underdog Fantasy Sports. Gentlemen. Nyloff, really you. Top 3. It's a good subject this week. It's a real good one. Not the one I wanted, which we all know we've been pushing off. That will happen one week. But Nyloff, this is you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the top 3 brought to you by Jay Nyloff and the Frosty Boys is going to be top 3 personal favorite movies. Specifically, one movie, can't be a series. Okay? It's not what you think is necessarily the best film from a creation standpoint, a graphic standpoint, CGI, etc. Just your personal favorites that you like watching. Would you like me to lead us off and give you an example?
well, I just want to clarify because I know you said the series thing because I asked about it earlier. But I was not thinking like a series of movies. Like I wasn't thinking like Fast and Furious series. I was specifically thinking Band of Brothers.
Oh, okay. I
But
see where you're going.
that is
with
more of like a TV show series
Yeah.
than so. Like as soon as I thought about it, I was like, let's just
Yeah, it's
not
it's
even
it's a
think
bit of
about
a
it anymore.
reach. It's a
Yeah.
bit of a reach.
But
all
I
right.
just now that I've brought it up, I think that's the single greatest piece of media ever created. But
All right. My top 3, no particular order. I'm just going to rattle them off here for you boys. We're going to lead it off strong. We're going to lead it off hard with some heart. We're going to lead it off with Lone Survivor. Just a true film about a completely amazing story that I thought they did a fantastic job of really bringing you into their world at that point in time. One of my favorite movies. I've seen it 100 times. I'll see it more times. Give me Lone Survivor. At number 2, Heath Ledger with one of the greatest performances that I've ever seen. Just absolutely takes in the role. Breathtaking stuff. It's
The Patriot.
It's
Brokeback Mountain.
It's unbelievable acting. One of the most compelling characters I've ever watched in a film. Give me The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger's Joker was phenomenal. Storyline I thought was awesome. I watch it every time, and Christopher Nolan just does a phenomenal job. He really does know how to make a compelling film. Not number 1, but to round off the top 3 here. Give me The Wolf of Wall Street. Give me Leonardo DiCaprio, Jonah Hill. Just 2 phenomenal performances, a great production from Martin Scorsese. Love that movie. Have seen it a bunch. Will see it a bunch. Those are the top 3. Lone Survivor, Dark Knight, Wolf of Wall Street.
At one point held the record for most times using the word fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know if it still does or not.
It very well might.
Yeah, I think Django passed it.
Django might have passed it. Thoughts? Any issues with the top 3 from Jay Nyloff?
Lone Survivor sucks.
Oh, that's a horrible take.
Yeah,
that is a horrible take.
It's a really good movie. I don't know if it's top 3 worthy, but it's
Wolf of Wall
top
Street
3 personal favorites.
is
Personal favorites.
It's not in mine, but it's definitely an honorable mention. That movie is awesome, and I met my future wife in that movie.
Yeah. To be honest with you guys, I found it very difficult to not include Oppenheimer in my list.
Did you see it?
I saw it yesterday, and
Christopher Nolan masterpiece.
Oh, dude, it's
Yes.
so good. It's
so
good.
I love
it
Christopher
is
Nolan movies.
compelling. It brings you into the story. It really brings you back into the moment. There's constant changes in scene from scene to scene to scene to scene, and it kind of seems like it happens so quick that you don't even have a second to really sit back and relax.
If you were a real Christopher Nolan fan, you would have went and seen it in one of the 25 70 millimeter IMAX theaters like Christopher Nolan said you should.
And one is in Crestwood, Illinois.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. There's probably not one in Chicago, honestly.
No, there isn't. The closest is Indiana, I believe.
I thought Crestwood was one.
They have IMAX. They don't have IMAX.
Crestwood's
and
not
70
in
millimeter.
IMAX.
I thought they did have.
They have a
IMAX
regular
Crestwood.
IMAX. They don't have IMAX 70
Oh.
millimeter, which is what he said to see it in.
Got it.
Dude,
I
some of
don't know
the
what the difference
CGI
is, so.
graphics they put in that
No
shit
CGI.
was so,
No CGI.
No.
no
The
CGI.
big explosion was no CGI. There was CGI. It just was.
I was gonna
little
say
things.
there's no way some of it wasn't CGI. But I thought it was absolutely phenomenal, and that's a film that if I get going on it and I see it a couple more times, I'm actually gonna see it again in theaters. And I'm not a huge movie guy, so to see a movie twice while it's in theaters is a very big deal
You're
to me.
insane, man.
3 hours is tough.
In the membrane.
It didn't feel like 3 hours at all to me.
Why are you wearing an Eisenhower football shirt?
I
he knows ball.
Yeah.
He's Ryan Poles' local Chicago.
Yeah,
Boy
Eisenhower Scout.
He's not wrong.
Okay, Disabato.
That guy
God.
reports on the team. I'm part of the team.
Of the Eisenhower football team. Okay.
I'm in the front office at the Eisenhower.
I'm
There's
sure
no
they
front
pay
office.
you well.
It's
The front
it's not
office of a
draft.
public school.
Hey,
Hey,
talent.
shut
talent.
the fuck up and give us your top 3.
Okay, whatever. My top 3. Number 3. Okay, honorable mentions. The last James Bond movie that came out was fucking phenomenal. I love The Wolf of Wall Street.
You only get one honorable mention.
No, I get a few. Any John Wick movie, fire. I will
John Wick movies
say
are very good.
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer is my honorable mention. Could find the top 3 within the next coming years.
Oppenheimer.
Avengers Endgame, solid. And we'll move.
Okay,
into
we
my
don't
list.
need to
We've
hear
got
a list
other
of
people
every
who's
movie
got
you've ever
lists. We don't.
seen.
Yeah, we don't need to fucking. What if someone has one of those on their fucking list? You're just out here rattling names
Asshole.
aimlessly for no fucking.
I just want to
reason.
cover all my bases.
Well, the
Cover
bases would be
this
covered by
fucking
everybody
butthole.
else. I'm sure at some
Fucking
point.
douche canoe.
You
Coulda
motherfucker.
You let everybody else
until
Yeah, I
after
said one
everybody
of
was done.
Dylan's. I
Let
said one
everybody
of
else
Dylan's.
speak, and then
Dylan's a
Don't
Marvel.
hear it.
I know Dylan's a Marvel homer. He definitely has like all the end games and shit in there.
You wish.
Shut the fuck
All
up
the
and give
end
us the top
games.
3.
number
Shut the
3.
fuck up.
Number 3, Wedding Crashers. One of the best movies of all time. Not even close. So many quotable things that I say to this day. Oh, you're a sailor? Have a seat. Great line. Bruce, you remind me of the dude, the creepy brother who paints that naked portrait of Vince Vaughn. It was a gift, and I'm taking it with me. So there's a lot of good things in that movie. Just an all-time instant classic comedy. I'll throw it on every once in a while. It just never gets old. Number 2, Nyloff. I also have The Dark Knight. I was close to putting The Batman with Robert Pattinson in, but I think we need to see how those movies play out. The Dark Knight is just, it has to be the best like sequel ever, I think. And Heath Ledger's performance is great, but another movie, great quotes. Where's Rachel? Where are they? Like that Christian Bale voice is sick. The whole Joker scene where he's like, hit me, I want you to do it. Hit me. Great. Fantastic movie. Also, Christopher
Where he's getting
Nolan.
interrogated, bro. when
That's probably
Dude.
my favorite scene in the movie is that interrogation.
It's unbelievable.
When he goes to put the chair by the door because he's beating the fucking shit out of the Joker. It's just
Dude,
great.
That shit is just unbelievable.
I like it because you can watch it now and you're like, God damn, this movie.
How good was the Robert Pattinson one? I still haven't seen it. And you know what?
It's
I
up
think I'm
there.
gonna watch
It's good.
I think I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
It's probably the
what makes
closest
it
thing
different from the Christopher Nolan.
It's more comic book accurate to where Batman's like more of a detective, like loner dude. Like
It's his
more
beginning years.
emotion.
Yeah,
More emotion.
It's got a lot more Nirvana playing in the background.
yeah. It's just darker all around. It's good. I really liked it. Interested to see what they do with that, but I can't say that movie's better than The Dark Knight. Just looking at the trilogy and Heath Ledger and all that good stuff. But number 1, Goodfellas for me. Love this movie. Think it's
Never seen it.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh man, I think it's on Netflix.
Karen, the sauce Karen. Great movie. Unbelievable quotes. I love the scene where he's walking him and he's taking his wife out on a date. They weren't dating at the time, but he's going through the back way of the restaurant or comedy club, just tipping everyone and like, here's a 20, here's this. He's just saying hi to everyone, and she's like, "How do you know all these people?" Amazing scene, fantastic. It's a Scorsese film, so not surprised it's on this.
Scorsese mobster film. That's how you know it's fucking.
Dude, that movie, fire. It's long, but it's good. We've seen it 100 times. We'll see it 100 more, all time. That's my number 1.
I like
Goodfellas over The Godfather though. Interesting.
Not even close, and I would put Casino ahead of The Godfather as well.
The only one I disagree with on Nick's list is Wedding Crashers. If I'm going comedy route,
I went one
just think
funny.
I think there's just you can't get funnier than Talladega Nights, bro.
I love Talladega Nights too. Wedding Crashers is just more. It might not be more quotable. That was a tough one for me.
Talladega Nights is really quotable.
Don't you put that knife in your leg, Mickey? You can walk. But
if you don't like Big Red, then fuck you. I mean, that's just an amazing.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
Yeah, that scene's great.
My all
And there's so many that we're not thinking of that, guess what? Like, I could go and watch it right after this, and there's going to be like 4 or 5 that I forgot about that are just fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
That's what's-
Nobody look over here. It's about to get real weird.
Hey,
It's about to start making animal noises and shit.
my all-time favorite quote is "the room's spinning because of the gayness."
Break it, Pepe Le Pew.
He's like, "Oh, there's crepes. It's are those really thin sliced up pancakes?" I was like, "Yeah, I had a whole mess of crepes this morning. Go ahead and break it." Oh shit. Let's move to Bruce. I'm really interested to see what this guy had because I feel like he spent the most time on it.
Yeah, this guy spent the last 3 hours before we started this podcast just fucking staring at the ceiling.
Let's
Thinking.
see. I sent my list to Dylan at 6:04. I now I need to pull it up because I don't remember it.
It's embarrassing, man.
I have seen so many. Like, I watch probably one movie a day, literally every day. Like, I love movies so much.
Why are you such a movie guy?
I don't know. I just love movies. It's like, doesn't matter what I'm doing. Like, if I'm sitting here doing homework or something or playing video games and chilling, I probably have a movie on.
You don't like TV show?
I'm more of a movie guy than a TV guy.
Watch Suits. Really good.
I've been thinking about it. Netflix
And you
is
wanted
trying
to
to
be a
beat me
lawyer,
over the
dude?
head with it. So,
It's really good.
Really good.
but back to my top 3. I won't do a shitload of honorable mentions like Nick did. I'm gonna go with one of my personal favorite movies. The travesty Leo didn't get an Oscar for this one or any sort of award. We're gonna go with Inception. Love
Solid.
Inception. Number 2, another just all-time sequel. I'm going with Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. Yeah, I'm a big nerd. The Two Towers was the best movie of the series too.
Oh, wow.
5th on the Lord of the Rings, bro.
Oh my God, the Cubs are just blowing it up now.
Dude, that was a bomb. Bellinger's
that was back-to-back bombs.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, just an outstanding film. I guess that's the nerd in me showing, huh? So I'll balance it out. My number 1 movie is Remember the Titans. It's just two opposite directions. We'll go with the football movie. Just
we know who
great
has the worst.
film. Attitude reflects leadership, Captain.
I'd like to throw on Return of the Jedi as an honorable mention for me.
Dude,
Love that
shut up.
Bro.
I get emotional when Luke fights Darth.
Like,
It was very
Yes.
hard for me to leave off Empire and Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
Like,
dude,
those are
Empire's
two
so good,
fantastic
too.
movies.
Yeah.
There were so many movies that got cut from this list that probably
Now that you're
should have
saying
been
it,
on
I
there.
think Empire is better than Return of the Jedi.
It is. That's why I said that. But
Yeah.
Blake, we're going to come to you. Give us your top 3.
I'm gonna do it in order here. I did have Top Gun, the new one, as my honorable mention here.
What an idiot! What a loser!
Oh yeah, totally.
He knows
That was a wedding
movies too.
crasher's quote.
He knows all movies too. So just, you gotta let
That
it.
was a Wedding Crashers quote. It was a joke. Want to jerk off to Tom Cruise? I'm not going to stop you.
But I got Hardball as number 3 here. Has everybody seen it here?
I have.
Hardball, damn Nick. It's a
What's it about?
baseball movie. It's awesome.
Mr.
Kevin
Baseball.
Conner.
Keanu Reeves coaches a inner city little league team in Chicago.
Pass. I'm kidding. I'll watch it.
No, it's
It's good.
gotta
To
watch
quote
it.
Waka Flocka, why they gotta put G Baby face on a T-shirt?
Rip. And then I got at number 2, I got Gone in 60 Seconds. Obviously, I love cars, stealing fancy cars at all times, and
Blake, is
Angelina
your
Jolie.
favorite car 1968 Shelby GT 500?
Not at all.
I know it's a Supra. Dirty bastard.
So got that at number 2, and then The Rock is. I hope everybody has seen it, but if you haven't, you have to watch it. It's basically gives you the American vibe. Like you're trying to, you want to fight a war after watching this video.
Dude, what was that movie about Chris Kyle?
American
American
Sniper.
Sniper.
Just
Honorable
fucking
mention.
shut up for a second. Just once in your life. Just
He's got
mute yourself.
7,000 honorable mentions. Bro.
Honorable mention.
So I had Nick Cage at top 1 and 2. So love me some Nick Cage.
How hard was it to leave National Treasure off that list?
I don't put that in probably top 10.
What about
That's a
Con Air?
banger.
You seen that
Con
one?
Air. Oh man, I fucking love that.
Dylan, we're
Alright,
going to take it
see
over to you
Redstone.
now, buddy. We're
Well,
going to take it over to Dylan for Dylan's top 3.
Endgame's number 1.
yeah, you wish, pal. I have no particular order, but if we're doing order, I guess I'll go Endgame 3. Just because it
I thought
Ends
about
the-
putting it in mine too.
it basically puts a
Hey,
close on
Iron
that
Man
book of
dying.
Yep.
that chapter of that universe. Number 2, I'll put 42.
Okay. Okay.
Solid.
Shout out
movie.
Jackie Robinson.
Yep.
Very
Just-
good movie.
Boseman was one of my favorite actors, so had a hard time picking which one I wanted to put on there, but that's the one I ended up with because I figured, we're a fucking sports podcast, so should put a fucking sports movie in your top 3.
Replacements, honorable mention.
Jesus Christ, Nick.
And then number 1, Josh was talking about it earlier, but Oppenheimer, that just boom, it hit the list instantly after I got out of the theater.
I almost didn't want to leave it out, but I'm
Yeah.
still processing what I saw.
And if
It was spectacular.
yeah, probably easily top 3 movie I've ever seen. And then my honorable mention is Mike Myers in The Cat in the Hat.
Yes! Great fucking movie, dude. That little
I-
scene where he fucking, that little hoe, he's like, you
Dear
little hoe.
I'm
pops up.
sorry, baby, I love you.
Yeah, that's a great movie. You're right.
I went
That's a real-
so back in the day, me and my buddy, we went to Walmart and we bought. They're selling them for $5. We bought like 40 or 50 copies of Cat in the Hat on DVD and started handing them out to people.
That's a wild move.
Another good comedy movie is Haunted House with one of the Wayans brothers.
Let's not go there.
It's Marlon Wayans.
Yeah.
You've got
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
All right, last
Oh,
word
you mean
for everyone.
Ghost
Let's move on.
Dog.
Bruce,
A ghost.
that was everyone.
I said let's move on. Last words, everyone. We'll close it out.
Oh,
Dylan, last words for you.
your fucking list is stupid, Nick.
That hurt. Bruce?
Woo!
Honorable mention Friday Night Lights, the movie. Shout out Mike Winchell and Booby
The
Miles.
show is way better than the movie.
false.
Coach Taylor guy here. Blake.
I want to win. Let Booby spin.
That is a great line.
43 days till football.
Wow.
36 days until I'm an
Go
electrician.
see Oppenheimer. It was fucking phenomenal. I loved it. It was compelling. I was drawn to the story. I learned some shit. And it was just an awesome production. Phenomenal job, Christopher Nolan and the cast. Unreal movie.
Pain
He
heals.
gone.
Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever. See you later, everybody.
I say remember me. So much money at your friends turn to your enemy. And when this beef, I turn my enemies to memories. We them they go for 40, ain't no 10 the key. Hold up, broke, turn rich. Love the game like Mitch. And if I leave, you think dumb pretty home. Gonna steal my. It was something about that.